What's up guys, it's the Jungle Bug and everybody has been loving the Pioneer videos, so I got another one for everybody. This challenge was harder than just casting an Emrakul. This deck is all about making our opponents lose the game from something really silly. Now, this is after the initial banning of Felidar Guardian, Leyline of Abundance, and Oath of Nisa. They all got hit with the banhammer, so I'm going to hope that aggro decks are running rampant, discouraging people from playing much control. This deck has cards that will do one of three things for us: card selection, interaction, and the kiss of death that our opponent selfishly is going to take from us. Demonic Pact makes its owner lose the game, so the hope is to pass this thing on right before she's ready to turn on us. Like, even without being a combo piece, it mind rots your opponent, it gives us a divination, and then gives us a War Leader's Helix. I bet nobody knew that card existed because I sure didn't until I found it for this video. But after getting 10 mana of value, we would lose the game if we didn't give our opponent this Harmless offering. So now let's talk about the actual deck list you're probably here for. We're going to be winning the game with Demonic Pact, so that's an easy 4 of in this stack. Harmless offering, I'm only running 1. Now that's awfully weird to only be running 1 of a card that's going to win the game, but I'll explain that a little bit later. The interaction in this deck is heavy like my mother, with 4 Thing in the Ice that bounces everything. Sometimes it flips to Awoken Horror and can just kill our opponent by itself. 4 Dreadbore to kill Oko and anything else. 4 Fatal Push for the little dudes. 2 Drown in the Lock that acts as a 2-mana counterspell or creature kill spell. 4 Supreme Will, which will also double as something that will let us dig for answers if a mana leak just isn't good enough. 4 Disallow, which also allows us to potentially stop our Demonic Pact from imploding on us, but is also a flat 3-mana counterspell. There's 4 Opt, because the card is OP, being the only 1-drop draw spell that really exists in Pioneer. 2 Torrential Gearhulk work extremely well with the 3 Dark Petition in the deck. So, Dark Petition is a card that costs 5 mana, but it will refund us 3 of that mana if we have 2 instants or sorceries in the graveyard. With Torrential Gearhulk, you can flash this back for free and produce 3 black mana to help pay for whatever you search for from the deck. So, in this awesome scenario, I will go ahead and create in my head. Imagine playing Dark Petition with Spell Mastery, and then playing Demonic Pact. So for 6 mana, you take the turn off, and your win condition has been implemented. The next turn, you helix something, and flash in a Gearhulk to use Dark Petition again, searching for Harmless Pact, but instead of playing that, you play some piece of removal, using some of that black left over from the Dark Petition. On the following turn, you divination and now probably have counterspell backup for the following turn, but you also go ahead and kill something on their field like a Grimflayer. Now, you make them discard 2 cards if they have them, and this far into the game they're likely out of cards and have to top deck something to stop their impending doom. They thought they won the game because you've just been aggressively pushing the Gearhulk at them, but now, right before you end the turn, you play the Harmless offering that you searched for earlier. Also, for anybody keeping up with this wonderful story, they wouldn't know you have this card from Dark Petition because you didn't have to reveal it. But now your opponent takes your Demonic Pact, and they lose before they can even draw their next card. The mana base is 4 Watery Grave, some Buddy lands, and 8 basic land. Nothing really interesting. Picking this deck up on TcgPlayer is going to be expensive this week, sitting at $240 just about. I'm sorry that I didn't make a budget portion for the video itself, but there's a link down below to a budget version of the deck that is only about $100 as well. with the upgraded version if you'd like to check either of them out. Now, if this deck is something that you're interested in, then you're probably the guy who's been trying to make One With Nothing work in Modern for the last 5 years. And that's good. I know your personality. So for this week's sideboard, I think what we should do is make our opponent second guess everything they're doing. I would suggest a sideboard that you're just going to throw into your deck and change everything it stands for. So you're going to shove in cards like Negate, Kolaghan's Command, Thoughtseize, Young Peasies, another Torrential Gearhulk, a Treasure Cruise, and smokescreen this deck into a Grixis control deck if you think your opponent's going to put in any sort of Slaughter Game, Stain the Mind, or Unmoored Ego. And if you end up in Game 3, you can just shuffle your sideboard back into your deck again and mentally flip a coin and just decide which strategy you want to play. It will always keep your opponents on their toes and sounds like a load of fun to me. Now, I just want to thank everybody for watching and to remember to comment below what decks you want to see in future episodes.